I'm Dean Boss, Sustainable Ag Educator for Michigan State University Extension. I am here today with Monica Jean, MSU Field Crops Educator in the Saginaw Bay watershed. When working with landowners on CREP practices requiring plantings, a soil test is most likely required. Today, we will cover the best practices for soil testing. We're coming to you from a field at the MSU W.K. Kellogg Biological Station. In preparation for visiting the field, we recommend using the Web Soil Survey to get an overview of the soil types in the field which may impact your soil sampling pattern. For our field, there's only one soil type, so we can use the standard procedure. I will now turn it over to Monica Jean to discuss how to soil sample, what to do with the sample, and how to read the soil test results.
Thanks, Dean. So here is the beginning of your soil analysis journey. First, you'll be taking the sample out in the field. That'll involve coming up with a soil probe, which is an easier way to do it, and that is the instrument you see in my hand, or using a shovel. But you'll be walking through the field, getting 6 inches down, and coming up and knocking that soil varied throughout the field in a W pattern or a zigzag pattern in order to get a variety of conditions. We recommend only one sample cover a 60-acre area if that 60 acres is a consistent soil type and has also been managed similarly. If not, then you need to break up that area into sections and soil sample in the same manner, but with separate pools. Once you soil sample, you'll come back to the edge, mix that soil sample up thoroughly so that it is a variety of what you just sampled, and take a cupful. You can see here, this is the 6-inch profile that's needed to get the accurate depth and soil needed for a good analysis. We use the screwdriver in order to help us get the clogged soil out so that you don't miss any of your profile in the sample that you are collecting. I also often use the screwdriver to break up the clumps and mix together the sample well so that you get a good average. Now that we have collected a good variation of the soils throughout our field that are alike both by management and type, we will be putting our 1 cup sample into a shippable container. That container can be either a simple plastic bag like you see here, or it can be a type of shipping arrangement that you've set up with your preferred soil sampling lab. The box you see here is one that's provided through MSU's soil sample lab, and that can be purchased from a local MSU extension office. On the side of the box, there is instructions to complete about the soil that will be sampled so that they can give you back the most accurate recommendations. Regardless of what type of soil sample lab you receive, there'll be paperwork to fill out about that field's management practices so that they can give you the best recommendations back as far as how much lime or nutrients to apply for your intended crop and intended yield. It is very important to put a yield that is truly achievable across at least 3 years, meaning an achievable average yield. The reason we say 3 to 5 years is because that considers weather variation and things that are hard to account for, like an insect infection or tar spot infection in corn. These are just examples of potential curveballs that could occur and impact your yield in a given season. Once your soil sample is shipped out and you've sent accurate information along so the lab can send back to you the best recommendations possible, you will then be looking at your soil sample results and deciding how much that your stakeholder or yourself should apply to the field. For CREP, we recommend selecting the CRP land designated on the option box on the MSU soil sheet. There's ones for mixed grasses and mixed grass and legumes and a legume brassica. So, several options depending on the intended planting for CREP 1, CREP 2, etc. Please reach out to your MSU Extension specialist as you are discussing how much lime is needed, how to apply it, and the same questions often for fertilizer. If you would like to explore this type of right rate, right placement, right time, we have tools built in at MSU Extension to help you do that on your own. Here is a tool like that, where you can enter your results in parts per million and see what kind of recommendations come out. Here I will enter in a CRP land with a majority grassland vegetation intended on being planted and a very conservative yield of 2 tons. These are the kind of results that your landowners or you can discuss as what needs to be applied out in the field to make your plantings a success. Thank you for listening to another CREP educational video, and please look through our series on more specific recommendations depending on the CREP practice you are establishing.